Welcome everyone to another free Akashic Records reading, and today it's all about love. You may be wondering why I have chosen a theme for these readings. One was about money, the other was about love, and the one that's coming up is about your loved ones on the spirit side. There is a reason why I'm focusing now mostly on money and love issues because I was analyzing my work recently and I realized that the two major problems in anyone's life are their finances and relationships. And if these two areas of their life are functioning optimally, if you are able to do a lot of work and make a lot of money and live comfortably, then you really don't have too many stresses in life. You might have a more smoother, better quality of life. And same with relationships. If you have more loving relationships and it's very easy to be with those people, your heart is open, you're able to live the best life possible with them, then that also kind of tells me that your health is going to be all right. Because if your emotions are good, if they are positive, they're high vibrational, then the physical body also starts to adapt and align to those higher frequency emotions, and that means lesser health problems, lesser mental stress, mental problems, all of those things, right? And if you have less stress in life and if you are able to live a better quality life, then don't you think you'll have more time to explore yourself and really connect with the essence that you are? You are the infinite being of light that has actually chosen this physical body as a way of experiencing how it is to be human. So, all of the emotions that come with being human are very important for us to experience. We cannot tell the universe, I only want love and I don't want people causing me problems. Because unless there's a contrast, you will not really appreciate the other. That is one. Second, if you are not learning constantly, you are not evolving and you're not growing as well. So that is the reason I am choosing to focus all of my services, my sessions that I do with you guys one on one on money and on love specifically. I am also doing sessions for those who are on their spiritual path, who want to expand their consciousness and, start growing into these beautiful psychic beings that they know that they are, right? I'm doing that as well. But apart from that, I would like to focus on making your quality of life better by releasing all of these limiting beliefs that we tend to develop over a period of time regarding money and love, so that you can have a better life, a better quality of life with your loved ones. I hope that makes good sense. And now I'm just going to give you the instructions for today's live and how the free readings are going to work. If you want to ask me any question regarding a lover in your life, a partner, a spouse, if you have any questions regarding a family member where love is involved, for example, it could be a parent and child, or it could be siblings, it could be even between friends. If you have a question, it could be anything. It could be about why is this relationship not going forward? When is this problem between the two of us going to be resolved? Or what can I know about this person's connection with me? Is there a soul connection? Did we have past lives together? Whatever you want to know about your connection with a loved one in the living, you need to send me those questions along with your full name. And by your full name, I mean if you have any initials, you need to give me the full form of those initials. And also make sure that you mention the full name of the person, your relationship to them in the question as well. So, for example, if someone were to give their name as Priya Rao, and Priya Rao has a question about her boyfriend. Um, let's say Ramesh Kumar. So then your question would be, Hi, my name is Priya Rao. I have a question about my boyfriend, Ramesh Rao. I was wondering whether this relationship has a future potential of getting into a more committed relationship or a marriage even. That would be how your question gets framed so that you can then ask me the questions, right? So go ahead and start asking me your questions. If you have any other things that you've always wanted to ask me but did not have the chance to ask, you could also ask me those questions like a Q&A. It can be about my services, it could be about my own journey as a psychic healer. It could be about anything that you've wanted to know. But if you're asking me for a specific question from the records, then they have to be around love. All right, so go ahead and start sending me your questions on the chat, and I'm going to start taking those names down. Yes, Swati, you have to type the question and your name, everything in the live chat so that I can take it down and do the reading for you. You know, it is very interesting how love manifests in our life. We have so many people in our life who love us, yet sometimes we are seeking a certain kind of love. It could be a romantic kind of a love or love from a partner. It could be a love from a parent who was probably not very present in your lives. And it kind of changes us. We then don't look at our life being full of love. We feel like there's a lack of it because we're not receiving it from one particular person or from one particular area in your life. So it is very easy to get lost when you feel like there is not enough love around you, but there is plenty of love. You just need to be willing to receive it, just like money. Money and love both are energy frequencies that are coming directly from the source energy, which we call God or universe, or it could be anything else that you believe in. When we are able to receive love, we should be able to receive money as well, and vice versa. The more open you are to receiving everything in life, good, bad, and the ugly, you will be able to have more of everything that you want in your life. All right. Awesome. So we're having questions coming in. The first question is from Ila Verma. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. It's Ila or Ila. Just clarify that in the chat. And also mention if you have a partner, Ila, because your question is about whether or not you will get married this year without any hurdles, any bad evil eye or black magic intervention. But if you do have a particular person in mind you want to get married to, then do mention that. If not, if it's just like a general question you just want to know, then I can start channeling for you. All right. So, Ila Varma, I'm hoping that is how your name is pronounced. I'm just going to check with record keepers and guides. Okay. Record keepers and guides. What can Ila Varma know about when she will get married? Will she get married this year? Will Ila Varma get married this year? So the guides are telling me that there is a very high possibility of you getting married this year, especially around September, October. That is the time frame that I'm looking at. Remember, timelines are very flexible because time doesn't exist in the Akashic records. So they will give you just like an approximate time. September, October is what I'm seeing for you, Ila Varma. God keepers and guides. Will she get married without any hurdles, any bad, evil eye, black magic intervention? Is there any black magic intervention in her life? So they're telling me that there is no black magic intervention in your life, Ila Verma. it almost feels like you are thinking that is why you're not able to get married, and you're kind of creating a block by believing that there is something evil or bad happening to you through someone else, and that is why you're not able to get married. But that is not the case here. What they're saying is that if you are able to focus on yourself, don't focus on everyone else around you or what else is happening, who else is trying to stop me from getting married. That is not the focus area. Your focus has to be on taking care of yourself. Your health has to be your number one priority. Do all of the things that you want to have in your partner. They're saying that, say, for example, you want a partner who's very positive and playful. You need to get into the frequency of being positive and playful. Unless you become that, you will not attract the kind of partner that you're looking for. So you need to create an energy frequency within yourself that will attract the right person in your life. There could have been past issues or experiences that might have tainted the way you look at relationships. It could also be coming from your own family. Maybe some of your family members do not have good marriages, but don't let that play back in the background in your mind. Okay, change the movie that you are using in your head, and replace that with something more positive and more high frequency. When I say high frequency, I mean being in love. Imagine that you're already in love, and this person, your partner, your husband, is on his way to you, and that it's already been done. So when you look at it from that point of view, there are no hurdles. The hurdles are in your mind. That is why they're telling you to, like, think about the kind of person you want to attract and become that kind of person, so that it is not about your partner coming and fulfilling certain things in your life. It is about both of you coming together and co-creating something beautiful. All right, so this is the information I'm getting for you, Ila Verma. I hope that helps. Next, Priyanka Gautam, and this question is regarding her boyfriend, George Cernan. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. Okay. Record keepers and guides. What can Priyanka Gautam know about her boyfriend George Cernan? What can she know about George Cernan? Record keepers and guides. The information that I am getting, is he related to, is he overseas, or is his work related to something to do with water, like a marine engineer, or like someone who's on the ship, like a merchant navy person, or something like that? Because I'm seeing a lot of water around him. So my guess, if I have to guess, would be some that there is a bit of distance between the two of you, or there is like an entire ocean between the two of you, or he could be working in a field which has to do with water, or ships, or shipbuilding, or marine engineering kind of a role. Priyanka, I feel like he's a very nice person. He's coming across as a person who does value family and wants to have a family of his own. I'm also seeing that he's probably not taking it forward because he needs a little more time to settle down in his mind. He wants to be able to provide the kind of life for his partner and his kids in the future. So he is taking some time to actually work on that. And it could also be something about location is coming up. It could be that he might have to relocate if he has to get married to you, or you might have to relocate if you get married to him. There is something about that permutation and combination that you guys are still working out. But what I can see for you in your future, Priyanka, that there will be certain compromises that either one of you need to make to be together and to have like a balanced, harmonious life. I do see some amount of distance. Like, I don't know if he's someone who's in his head quite a lot, or he's someone who's quite withdrawn about his feelings or what he's thinking about. He's like a man's man, like he's very alpha male in his approach. He needs to be the provider, the protector, someone who doesn't really talk about his feelings that much. If this resonates, Priyanka, do let me know, because what I'm sensing is that you are a more open person. You like to talk about things, and he's someone who doesn't really like to talk about things. So there's a bit of a imbalance there. But I feel like moving forward, you will find some sort of balance between the two of you. However, if you're asking me if there is a future potential for this relationship, I do see a future potential, but I do also see compromises, and it could also be a bit of cultural differences that might affect both of you in some way, and might make you feel like you're not really truly connected. If you can work on those issues now, like if you talk about your culture and what you're expecting from him, and if you ask him to talk about his culture and what he expects from you, then there is a communication that is opened up between the two of you. And I do see you creating a better relationship and taking it forward. I cannot talk about kids at the moment because the decision to get married hasn't been made yet between the two of you. However, he's a family oriented man. Like, he's someone who wants to have a family, who wants to have a wife and kids. So his approach is, his energy or his approach towards his relationship is pretty much in those lines. So there is potential for this to get into a marriage. I hope this resonates with you, Priyanka Gautam. Do let me know in the comments. All right. So next, I'm going to Mridul Mekala. Is that how your name is pronounced? Mridul Mekala. Okay. Uh, what can Mridul Mekala know about his emotional burnt out state? Mridul, there is like a lot going on in your life, not just on the emotional front, but I also see on your work front and in your family, there's like a lot going on. So you're constantly giving away too much of your energies, and you're not really spending enough time to recoup. So what is happening is you're going with the energy into relationships that comes from a place of I need your energy, rather than I am full and I can give you as much love as possible. You are looking or seeking love from outside of your circumstances right now. You want someone to accept you for who you are, to love you unconditionally. But this is not happening because you don't love yourself unconditionally and you're expecting that from the other person. So it is not in sync with what is in alignment for your highest good. Because imagine you're going into a relationship or you're meeting this person and they're very lovely and you want to express how you feel for them, but your intentions behind expressing your feelings is so that they can love you back, not because there is just love and it doesn't matter whether they accept you or not or whether they reciprocate your feelings or not. It is coming from an intention that I love them, so I want them to fall in love with me and be with me and take care of me. And we both of us together, we're going to build this life together. When you go in with that kind of an expectation, there is an imbalance there, especially because you're emotionally burnt out by giving away too much of your energy at work, with your family circumstances, with your previous relationships, things that not have not worked out. So you have created this energy around you that is coming across as being in the negative frequency. And when I mean negative frequency, I don't mean like you're a bad person. It means that you are in the frequency of lack and in the frequency of I don't have enough in my life, so I want more from outside, and in the frequency of feeling heavy in your body, feeling rejected, feeling dense because other people are not looking at you the way you want them to look at you. So this is creating a bit of a energy vortex around you. So when you come with that vortex to whoever you're interested in, they sense it immediately because we're all energy beings, remember? So the frequency that you're sending out, even though your words are saying something, your mind is saying something, the energy that you're in is sending out a vibe that is not really very attractive, Mridul. So what the guides are asking you to do is to take some time off and disconnect from all the toxic things that are happening in your life. It could be the environment that you're in, it could be a job situation or certain people in your life who are creating, chaos or havoc in your life. To distance yourself from that and to really analyze your life and ask yourself who you want to be as a person, what are the qualities you want people to associate with you, and what do you want to kind of create in this world, like say a work thing, or it could be a career choice or the end goal, right? Like what is it that you want to create for yourself? And then you need to also ask yourself, what are your drawbacks, what are your setbacks, what are your positive strengths, your weaknesses, all of that. It's like a SWOT analysis. And then you need to kind of work on all of the weaker areas in your life where you feel you're probably lacking in. For example, it could be self confidence, it could be your communication skills, whatever it is, you need to work on that and strengthen that and become the person worthy of attracting the kind of person just like you, right? So if somebody is, you want someone who is positive and full of energy and successful and financially stable, but you are not being all of that, you are not going to attract that person in your life. You will attract someone who's on your same frequency, and then you will end up having more issues with one another because both of you all have unresolved trauma. So you need to work on whatever it is that has been causing a lot of ups and downs in your life and work on resolving those issues before you get into relationships. I hope that resonates with you, Mridul. All right. So, next, moving on. Um, Stuart Russell Porton, do you want to know about your love life? Because today's session is all about your love life and relationships. So, you want to know what your current comments in the records are now. So I don't really understand that question. Can you be a bit more specific? If you want to know about, say, your future love life or relationship with somebody, then please ask me that question. For now, I'm moving on to the next. Swati Shah. All right. Swati Shah has a question. Record keepers and guides. What can Swati Shah know about meeting her special person in the near future? Is there somebody coming her way? Has she already met him? Okay, when will she be meeting this person and how? Is there a special person coming her way romantically? So I'm getting a yes that there is a someone coming your way, Swati. What else can Swati Shah know about when and how she will meet this person? I don't know if you've been wanting to travel, Swati, because I'm seeing that you will probably bump into this person on your travels. It could be somebody, say, for example, if you go on a group trip with like a random group of strangers, you might meet him in one of those group trips, or you might meet him at the place you're going to, like, say, if you're traveling for work, or it could be for pleasure. There could be like a circumstance where you might bump into somebody who's quite interesting. I'm seeing someone who's much taller than you. Uh, like there's quite a bit of height difference. I'm not sure how tall you are, Swati, but I'm getting like a bit of a height difference between the two of you. And I'm also seeing that this person, he's a very like I want to say normal. The word they're giving me is like he's a very normal guy, and by that they mean like he's not hung up on anything. He's not got too much baggage going on. He's someone who's happy to be himself. He's happy to like explore things and build on things. So he's looking to kind of create something. So you will meet him at a time when he's either trying to come up with an idea like to start his own business or something he wants to do by himself. But I see he's also like a traveler. He likes to travel quite a bit. He's also someone who likes to do things by himself. So he's never really had like a group thing. Like he likes to do things solo. So he may not probably be part of those groups, but he may be someone who's organizing it, someone who's in charge of it. Like he's coming across as someone who is fun loving, who's carefree, who likes to live his life to his best of his abilities. Like he's a very nice person. Okay, and the reason they're saying normal is because there are not many complications with him. There's no intense baggage or anything of that sort. Record keepers and guides. Will Swati Shah be meeting this person this year? So there's a possibility of you meeting him next year. And I keep asking you to go out and travel. I don't know if you've been meaning to do a lot of traveling, but circumstances have not allowed you to travel too much, because they're saying that the moment you start opening up your energies and expanding and exploring new places, that is when something kind of transforms within you. Like there's a change that happens that allows you to like attract the kind of person that you want to be with. So go ahead and start traveling, I would say, because you will be meeting him sometime next year. Okay. Record keepers and guides. Is there anything else Watisha needs to know about this person? Will she be okay? So the reason they're not answering the question about your marriage, Swati, is because they're saying you first meet him, see how you feel, because it's not going to be the only person you will be meeting. You will be meeting quite a few people next year. Your energy will start shifting if you start traveling, and you will be attracting like a lot more partners. How cool is that? And then you will probably then choose the kind of person or partner you want. So you have to kind of have an idea of the kind of partnership you want to have in your life, what he does, how he makes you feel, what your chemistry is like. You have to start visualizing on that. It doesn't matter if you meet him on your travels or if you meet him through your work, but it's the whole visualization of the person in your mind, um, that is more important. So if you believe like he's already part of your life, then you're going to pull that energies in sooner than keep pushing the timeline away. All right. So I hope this answers your question. All right. Cool. Uh, so there is somebody else now. Varshita Janga, you're back again. Nice to have you here. Let's see. I'm going to probably take your question as well. Varshita Janga, what can she do to build a much better partnership with her husband, Kopi Hanuman Janga? Okay. God keepers and guides, what can Varshita Janga know about her husband, Gopi Hanumant Janga? I do see that he's somebody who doesn't really speak much. It's not about just expressing himself. He's a man of few words. Like he will not speak unless it's necessary. That is how he's coming across. His energies are very focused outside of the family. Like it feels like either he's focused on his business or on his work and colleagues outside. So like I feel like he wants to spend more time at home, but there's something that or the other that keeps drawing him out of the house. Record keepers and guides, what can Varshita Janga know about having a better partnership with her husband, Gopi Hanuman. So they're saying romance is everything. It feels like there is a lack of romance in your relationship, not the love. Okay, don't get me wrong. There is a lot of love between the two of you. There's a beautiful understanding as well, but I don't see too much romance going on. There's no spark. Like he wants to be held and just don't ask too many questions. It's he's not he cannot communicate his feelings through words, but he can communicate his feelings through actions. So his love language is completely different from yours. So if you're expecting him to like use words and tell you how he feels about you, um or to like just discuss things on his mind, he finds that very difficult to do. But you can create a space for him where you're just probably giving him a lot of cuddles and hugs and love for no reason, especially physical love, and spending quieter moments just holding each other and not having any conversation about anything. Because I feel that when you start doing that, he's going to soften up a little bit more and he's going to start opening up a bit more and actually telling you what is on his mind. Because it feels to me like he doesn't want to burden you with stuff. He doesn't want to like kind of put all of that stuff that is going on in his outside world with and dump it all on you. He has a lot going on as it is. He doesn't want to burden you with that. So that is his way of kind of protecting you and trying to make sure that you don't have to get involved and get stressed and anxious because he's already feeling stressed and anxious about a lot of things. I hope that makes sense to you, Varshita. So Kamal, this today's session is all about love and relationships. So if you have anything related with that, Luna, was your question is very vague. Client relationships don't come under love and romance. So I'm not sure what your question is there. Thank you, Mother. All right, no problem, Kamal. Cool. You will need to mention your daughter's full name, Kamal. And I think I've answered this question in our live that we did like last week about your daughter finding a match. The guides are already telling me that they told you this, that she's not really looking to get married at the moment. She's got too many things going on, but you want her to settle down. So she wants to find someone on her own. So there's like a clash of interest over here. So the saying they've already answered this question. If you want, you can listen to the live recording of last week's. It's on YouTube, so you can re-listen to it and see what the guides have told you. All right. So I don't have any more questions coming in. So Stuart, if you're still here and you're listening, do you I can tell you if love is coming into your life, if that is the question. There's also somebody else who mentioned client relationships. Luna, I guess. So if you guys have a proper question, please do leave it in the comments below. Again, for those of you who are just joining in, I need you to be specific with your full name, okay? Not your handles, because your handles don't probably will not have your full name. I need you to type in the message saying, "Hi, I am so and so. I want to know about my relationship with the name of the full name of the person you're asking about, and then ask me whatever you want to know about that relationship, right? It could be your parent, it could be a spouse, your partner, but you need to be very specific. Okay, so What is my relationship update is a very vague question. I need more details. Shweta. All right. So, Luna, if you're here, please ask your question because again, I need your full name, the question you're asking, who you're asking about, the person's full name, and that's how I will be able to get more information. Please mention the full names of the people you want to ask as well and your relationship with them. Record keepers and guides. What can Shweta Vij- Vijapurapu? Is that how it's pronounced? Vijapurapu? Can you give me Ashwin's full name, please? Record keepers and guides. What can Shweta Vij- Vijapurapu know about her relationship with Yashwant Sethi? Is this your fiance? Record keepers and guides. What can Vijapurapu know about Yashwant Sethi? Okay, so the energy that I'm getting from you, Shweta, is someone who's very sorted, like who knows what they want in life, who's got a very clear picture of what you want to do and how you want to go about doing it. With Yashwant, I feel like he is someone who is financially well settled. I don't know if it is because of his family background or if he's doing something or he wants to start doing something that would give him financial security. It feels like he's into some sort of startup, like he wants to start something. It could be a business, it could be like a tech info startup, something of that sort. Um, I'm also getting like he's someone who's very prim and proper. Like he's like they're showing me like he's very well dressed, well presented. He likes to groom himself. Like he's very, kind of put together. That is what I'm getting from Yashwant. Um, what else can I know about Yashwant Shetty? Is it a good match between Shweta Vijayapurapu and Yashwant Shetty? So I'm getting like it is a good match because I feel like he is someone, so he's coming across, his energies are very like calm and very focused. So I feel like he also knows what he wants in life. He's kind of focused, but he's also someone who doesn't really speak too much or kind of open up quite a bit initially. Like there is this feeling of like I need to know the person, only then I can open up and be my silly self with that person. He's someone like that, so he's still trying to kind of assess you and understand where you come from and what's going on. But he does like you, um, because you come across as someone who's level-headed, who's very committed to her work, who's got like a vision for her future, not someone who's just trying to while away their time. So it's very interesting that your energies are complementary in a way because you're more open, you're more vibrant, you're outgoing in your nature, and he's someone who needs that to kind of open up. But he's also someone who will help you calm down and become more stable and bring the balance back in your relationships. So I feel like it's a good match for the two of you. That's what I'm getting, Shweta. I hope that resonates with you. All right, so the moving on, we have Sahaya Sri Mekala. Is that how it's pronounced? What is the question there? Because I know you're telling me that you're feeling very heavy in the environment you're in right now, but I need to ask you what the question is. and it has to be related to love and relationships, because then it becomes a self-help question otherwise, Sahaya. So you need to reframe that question. Thank you guys for joining in. Those who are leaving, sure, Stuart. Shweta, I would say yes, go ahead with the wedding because I feel like it's a good match. You both, your energies are very complementary, so that's good. Varshita, you're welcome. All right. I hope it resonates with you, the answers that I'm giving you, Shweta. So, Mridula, I've already answered a question for you, only one question per person. So, I cannot really ask more questions because it's a free reading and I give a lot of energy into these readings. And after I'm done, I'm really exhausted. So, I can only answer like one question per person. All right. Okay. Hi, I'm not insight from within. I'm okay. So, Biram Divya, you need to mention your husband's full name. Again, for those of you joining in, you need to have the question very specific. You need to mention your full name, including any letters that you might have in your name. Like, for example, if it is Priya K Rao, then you need to like tell me the full form of K in that name. Give me the full forms of all of the initials in your name, and then write the question about your love or relationship issues with anybody that you may have, and specify the person you're asking about their full name and your relationship to them. Okay? Biram Divya, you want to know how to improve your relationship with your husband. Komirali Banu Prakash Reddy. Komirali Banu Prakash Reddy. The energy that I get from your husband, Biram Divya, like he's a very strict person or he's a very like disciplined person. I'm getting this energy of someone who's very like who needs to be in control all of the time. And the communication between the two of you is almost like he makes all of the decisions. Even though you may have some suggestions, I don't feel like he's open to receiving suggestions from you. But you're also happy to go along with whatever he decides because it's for the family, for the highest good. So you're not really in conflict with whatever he decides. How to improve your relationship with him? I feel like he's someone who is mostly either he spends most of his time with his family or people outside the house. So when I say family, I don't mean you. I'm talking about his parents, siblings, his side of the family. Or he spends a lot of his time with his friends or some people outside of the house, because the focus is not on you or your child. I'm seeing a child also involved in this. It feels like he's providing, he's protecting, he's doing everything a husband needs to do, so his job is done, you know? So I feel there's like a lack of spark or romance between the two of you. For this, the guides are suggesting that you need to slowly kind of bring him to that point of romance, because he's not someone who's going to, like, if you go and speak to him and say like, hey, listen, I want to go on a date with you, he's not, he's going to be like, what are you talking about? But you need to like slowly kind of do small things that will make him want to spend more time with you and communicate his feelings to you. So small romantic gestures, if you can do for him, he's going to start like then coming your way more, if that is something you can understand, right? But I do see that this situation with your husband seems a bit difficult to kind of break that communication and make him start expressing himself, or you having a better relationship with him in terms of communication. But I don't see like any major issues at the moment with between the two of you. The suggesting that you lean in more into your feminine goddess energy, start, seducing your husband in small ways, so that he starts to like then take more notice of you and come your way more. Okay, that is what I'm getting for you, Biram Divya. Elizabeth Mary Matthew. I would like to know if you're asking about someone specific or if it is just anybody energetically. Because if you're asking about someone specific, I need to know their name as well. You're welcome, Divya. All right. Elizabeth Mary Matthew, record keeps and guides. What can Elizabeth Mary Matthew know about potential soulmate? Who is she attracting? Is there somebody in her life already? Has she already met her soulmate? Is the soulmate coming into her life this year? Next year? How is she going to meet her soulmate? Who is this person? Who is the soulmate? Okay, Elizabeth, you need to kind of confirm this to me. They're saying there's a possible chance of you meeting somebody next year in 2027, but they're also showing me like a store, a gardening store, or a place where you pick up supplies for either farming or gardening. Do you live close by to any such stores, or do you frequent such stores for any purposes of gardening? Can you clarify that, Elizabeth? Because this it feels like this person either is someone who owns a farmland or someone who is into farming. Um, I'm seeing like I don't know if you're planning to move to another location next year, and if it has something to do with like landscaping or something of that sort, and you go into that particular store and then you bump into this person. It's almost like fate more than anything else is how you two are going to come together. And it also feels to me like he's either into farming or he owns equipment that he uses for farming, or something to do with farming is coming up. Either he could be into agriculture, or he could be somebody who is doing it as like a hobby or a part-time thing, where he helps communities develop these gardens where they can grow vegetables for the community without pesticides and all those other things that they put into the soil. He's someone who's very passionate about environment, about earth. Like that's how you will know that he's someone you can actually connect with, because he's kind of opposite to you in many ways. Like he's not the kind of person that you would probably even imagine being in a relationship with. But I do see he's like a very handsome guy, like a quite tall, well built person. But I'm also seeing that energetically, he's also someone who is probably at that point not really looking out for a relationship. But when he meets you, there is like this feeling of connection, and it's you will go back thinking like it's so odd. He's completely opposite of what I am, but then I do feel like there is this pull between the two of us. That is why I'm asking, like if you're around and like if you're planning to do some landscaping in the future, or you're moving to some new place next year, and you want to do some gardening, you go to like this store, and then like it's like a meet cute that happens. um, he's got some energy about him, like he feels very spiritually woke, like he feels someone who has done the work, who has been there, experienced that, and is now ready to kind of expand on giving back and connecting with the earth and trying to like work with the earth. So there is some lot of earth energy around him. So it could be that he's an earth sign, or he could be an agriculturalist or someone who works with earth sciences. It could be somebody who does this part time, like community gardens and things of that sort. Okay, but I do feel like it's an opposites attract kind of a situation where you are like the vibe I get from you is like you're very city oriented, you're very like you like to go out, you like to meet people, and he's more like, I don't want to say a loner because he's not really a loner, but he's someone who likes his quiet, his solitude. He likes to think, he likes to read, he likes to spend time by himself, and spend time in nature, especially like trekking or going into the woods or spending a lot of time connecting with the earth. So he's someone who's got magic in his essence. Like there is this feeling of like magic. I don't know how to explain it, but it feels almost like when the two of you meet, you will instantly recognize each other within like the first few minutes. You'll be like, "Hey, I think I know you from somewhere." That's the kind of vibe that I'm getting for you, Mary. Sorry, Elizabeth Mary Matthew. I hope that resonates with you. All right, so I'm gonna wrap up this session now because there is somebody who sorry, I get confused when I'm reading the comments and then trying to tell you what is on my mind. So I'm going to wrap up today's live now because we've answered all of your questions. Everyone has got their answers, and I hope you're happy with it. I would love to receive information about how accurate it was or how you resonated with it, even if it is like a future event, it's not happened yet. But just let me know how you felt so that I know that this is working for you guys. And the reason I'm doing this is because if you want more in-depth readings, more detail, because when I do a group session, it's all over the place. But when I do like specific one-on-one sessions, it is more in depth, the information is more detailed, and I'm offering 50% off on all of my Akashic record readings whole of June, from the 1st to the 30th of June, which I have never done before. So if you want to start booking your sessions with me, you can start doing that. If you have friends and family who would like to have these kind of sessions with me and have like multiple questions they want to ask, uh, please share their information with me or my information with them. And I'm happy to do their sessions next month for 50% off. How these sessions work is it's a 1 hour session, and you can ask me up to 5 questions. And the 5 questions have to be very specific. You need to ask me why, how, what kind of questions to get more information. When and where are not really very accurate, I would say, because timelines don't really exist in the Akashic records. So they may give you like an approximation, but it will not be like an exact time that, oh, on 21st of May, this is going to happen. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be like an approximation, like how you would have probably heard me talking about in some of the questions here today. All right. And also, where questions. So if you have multiple places in mind, then you can ask me a where question, like where do I relocate to? These are the places or cities or countries that I want to relocate to. Then it becomes easier for me to then kind of fine tune into the particular um, place that energetically matches your frequency. Sometimes it just pops up in a question, like when you ask about your work, for example, or relationship or something like that. It just automatically pops up, like, "Hey, are you planning to move to Dubai anytime soon?" It like I'm just shown certain countries during certain questions. So that is how the record works. So if you have specific questions, that would be most helpful, because you'll get then a lot more information, because my guides are very very detailed. I don't take more than 5 questions per hour. Sometimes I you know we don't even reach all of those 5 questions, because the information kind of covers or spans all of those questions, and it's all answered in one thing. All right. So I am going to wrap up today's session now. For those of you who haven't had their questions answered, I'm sorry, but it's a 1 hour live today, because last couple of lives I've gone overboard, and I've done these group sessions for a very long time, and it saps of my energy quite a lot. And I've been unwell for the last couple of days, and my guides were like, you need to kind of have that window. So I'm doing my final free Akashic Records live next Wednesday, that is the 27th, at the same time, 7 p.m. And it is about connecting with loved ones on the spirit side. So if you have someone you want to connect with on the spirit side, then I would recommend you to join that live and receive messages from your loved ones on the spirit side. That is going to be an exciting session, because a lot of people find closure. They also are mind blown, because when I connect with their energies and describe the person and how they're feeling, or a specific message that only resonates with you, it does confirm that yes, there is something called the spirit world, and there are ways of communicating with them to receive information and guidance. All right. So I hope you enjoyed today's session, and I'm going to see you guys again next time we do this, probably 27th. I hope you spread the word and more people join us on that day, and I'll see you then. All right, take care. Bye bye. Lots of love.